So over the last year, I've been working for 3 professional teams, and pretty soon I'm going to be starting to work for a college team. This is kind of my experience so far, and how you can get into the sports industry with absolutely no degree. I went to my first baseball game in 2010. I fell in love with the sport, and ever since then, I've been really addicted to baseball, football, and now even hockey, and maybe eventually basketball. So like many kids when they get into a sport, my dream was to play professionally for the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, over the years, that dream has kind of gone down because reality hit, and I realized how hard it is to become a professional. However, over the last few years, I decided to apply to work for the Rays, bat boy, fan host, and just little things like that. I kind of never expected to actually work for the team, but it was a dream job because I realized how hard it is to get to that level where you're a pro or get drafted, whatever it may have been. So this past year, I actually applied for the Rays. I saw an ad on Facebook that they were hiring. I gave it a shot, and I believe it seems like about a month after I applied, maybe it was sooner, I don't really remember. They ended up calling me on the phone, and they did a little brief phone interview, and then they invited me to a in-person interview at Tropicana Field. Now, before we get into more of that, I'm going to tell you guys about my experience with the sports industry before I actually started working for pro teams. So after I turned 16, I got my first job, and just for something fun to do, I actually ended up being an assistant coach for t-ball players. This was a lot of fun, and if you have anything like I-9 Sports locally where you can volunteer to be a coach, assistant coach, whatever it may be, I definitely suggest you doing it because it gives you really good experience in the sports industry, but also it is so rewarding watching these kids go from really bad at swinging the bat to maybe being really good, and just being able to make an impact on that child and helping them learn baseball. It's a lot of fun. It's really rewarding, and seriously, go do it if you can. Once I was in high school, keep in mind, I've always been homeschooled. I actually tried out for my local high school baseball team. And yes, if you're homeschooled, you can still try out and play for a high school team. Anyways, I tried out. I never made the team. Maybe I sucked. Maybe the coach didn't see potential in me, whatever it may have been. Instead of making the team, the coach offered for me to scorekeep for the team. I took this opportunity because I realized this would be really awesome. I got to travel with the team to away games on the bus. That was fun. And I was at the practices. The players knew me. I would, high five them in the dugout after a big play. Got to be on the field after a win. Stuff like that really was a lot of fun. I was even in some team photos as well. Obviously, I would have liked to have played for the team, but this gave me a really good chance to learn a lot more about baseball, like the position numbers, how to scorekeep, and again, it's really good experience for getting into the sports industry. So if you're young, I suggest, being an assistant coach, maybe scorekeeping, and then once you're old enough, get a job, part-time, minimum wage, just so you get all that experience. So maybe 17, 18, you can apply for one of these pro teams. So I worked the third game of the regular season for the Rays. That was a lot of fun. And again, it's a really rewarding job being able to make an impact on the kids, making their first game really awesome, or making someone's day better if something bad happened, or, just things like that. Being able to make an impact on people is really rewarding. So part of working for the Rays, you may be ticket taker, you may be at a escalator the whole game, basically making sure no one's tripping, falling, getting hurt, or you may be at a different position. My favorite position is being in what we call the bowl, which is the actual stadium in the seats. If you've ever been to a Rays game, I don't know how really things work at other stadiums, but for the Rays, we wear yellow shirts, and we basically, some of us stand in the stands, and in between innings, we go down, make sure no one's vaping, smoking, being vulgar, stuff like that. So obviously with that position, you're able to watch the game, which is amazing. Can't complain. You get to watch a game and you get to make an impact on people. it's a lot of fun. So after working for a little while for the Rays, I actually applied for the Tampa Bay Bucs as well. So for the Bucs, I'm basically game day service, which it's basically the same thing as a fan host for the Rays. So before games, you go to your briefing, and then once you know where you are that day, you go outside. Usually your first position is going to be outside of the gate answering questions, sometimes in the parking lot answering questions. And then after your break, which may be like 20 minutes before kickoff, 20 minutes after, or during halftime, you will go inside, have your break, and then after your break, you're in a new position, which may be inside of the concession area answering questions as well, which those questions may be, where's first aid? Where can I get a drink? Where can I get this? How do I upgrade my seat? So again, working for the Bucs is really rewarding because, you know, fans may have some sort of bad experience, and your goal is to make their day a little bit better. So it's really rewarding, and it's a lot of fun being able to see potentially Tom Brady's final season in the NFL. So once the MLB season ended, the Rays, you know, one and done in the postseason. So I applied for the Lightning just for extra money now with the MLB season being over. And the Bucs, I only work once every few weeks, sometimes back-to-back weeks, but again, it's not a crazy moneymaker. So for the Lightning, I had the choice of either doing 50-50 raffle or being security. Now, before the whole Rays job, I actually had an offer to join my local sheriff's department on answering non-emergency calls, and then eventually they would put me through the police academy. So I was going through the actual hiring process of that. I had already done my first interview, and then I think I got my fingerprints done. Then the next process was taking a lie detector test. Before the lie detector test, I think literally the day before that, I got a phone call by the Rays. I took that job. I declined going further with the sheriff's department, and here I am today. Anyways, I ended up taking the security job with the Lightning because it's, you know, best of both worlds, being able to do both of my passions, sports and security. So it's been a lot of fun working for the Lightning. I started my first game on the 18th of October, and it's been such an awesome experience. I mean, that stadium is nice and loud when it's full, and so far every single game I've worked has been a sold out crowd. So again, I'm security for the Lightning, so it really varies on the day, but most of my shifts have started outside doing the metal detector or wanding someone down, making sure they don't have anything illegal. Usually about 2 or 3 hours after my shift starts, I ended up going inside and roaming the stadium. Basically, you're walking around the stadium over and over and over, making sure everything is going okay. So the Yingling Center, which is where the Bulls play, and Amalie Arena, or the owner of Amalie, which is Jeff Finnick, they basically are partnered in some way, so I'm able to work both places. So at Yingling Center, we have basketball, concerts, volleyball, even baseball that I can work. So this Monday, I'm actually working my first college basketball game as security, and I'm really excited about that because it's a new opportunity, new environment, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So far my experience working for all these teams has been amazing. The staff are so friendly. Most of my jobs in the past, I've been really scared to ask questions or ask for help, but working for the Rays, Bucs, and Lightning, I've gained a lot of confidence in asking for help and whatnot because the staff there actually care. I've met a lot of awesome people for the Rays, the Lightning, and the Bucs, and I'm only just getting started. My ultimate goal is to do social media, broadcasting, or something like that for the Rays, or even maybe the Bucs or Lightning. So my best advice to anyone looking to get into the sports industry is do it. Seriously. If you're not going to play professionally or in college or whatever, seriously look into getting a job because it is so awesome. Don't expect to get rich from this until you have worked a couple years, because then as you work a couple years, you gain more experience and then you move up within the company. Maybe you'll make more money. That's currently my goal, is to hopefully not need a college degree and just work as long as I can and eventually move up within one of these teams. So that's kind of why my YouTube has been really inconsistent this year. You know, I've been working for 3 professional teams, now a college team, and I actually also work at Dick's Sporting Goods. So as you may think, I'm really busy. I only have 1 to 3 days off a week, sometimes none. Also recently, I took a 40-hour training course on getting my security D license. So now I can work security at any place like hotels, apartments and stuff like that, because that's something I may look into doing in the near future. Anyway guys, I really hope this video was informational, and I hope it helps some of you guys get some kind of job in the sports industry. If you guys see me at any of these stadiums throughout the season, whether it may be Raymond James Stadium, Amalie Arena, feel free to stop by and say hello to me. I love meeting you guys in person. It is so awesome meeting you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to try my best to have some more stadium videos coming out really soon. Next MLB The Show is around the corner, so obviously when that comes out, I'm going to try my best to be very, very active when the new game comes out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you whenever I have the chance to post again.